Hey everyone, Sula here from Misty Hilltops Designs. Thanks for stopping by. I have 2 more pages for my Christmas album 2022, which is like a December daily that I'm working on. And for these 2 days, I have lots of pockets that I want to use. Some of the pockets you have already seen in a previous page. I just like them a lot and don't mind reusing them. I'm also not really finishing everything on this page. I decided, for example, not to have the printed photos yet because there's people in there and stuff, so just to respect people's privacy. And but I will be still embellishing things with my word strips that I add to most of my other pages, and you will be able to see that in any of the other videos that I share, especially about this Christmas album. So here I have the front pocket. It's on a 4x6 flap, and there are 2 pockets that will I think my journaling cards, I printed them slightly smaller than 3x4, just so that I could fit more things on my page, because I print them on cardstock. So they're not exactly some of them are, but they're in different sizes because they'll be on different pages, so it doesn't really matter at all. But I happen to have some of the journaling cards that will fit right into these pockets. Not that I was planning for it, but I just discovered the size was just right. So I put some pattern paper on top. Usually I would start with that long paper strip because I would want it to go underneath the pockets just a little bit. But I had just this paper strip left over, and I thought it just goes there pretty perfectly, even though it doesn't go underneath the pocket. So there's a slightly wider red strip of cardstock visible, but I felt that was okay. So then on the back side of this flap, I have another large pocket that will have a tag to go inside there. And I really don't have that much for journaling for that day, but so I just made the tag a very decorative. And here I have just, again, I don't like to waste an entire piece of paper when it is mostly covered up, so I'm just using a little strip there, trying to keep it so that it is straight actually, but I realized it wasn't, so I carefully pulled it off again and just reapplied some glue, and then I think that worked better. And then I do like to decorate everything before I actually glue it down, because I find it is easier when it lies flat on the desk, on my workspace there. And so I do prefer to just before I glue it into this album, I decided I will decorate this entire flap that will go there. And I have a couple of die cut pieces that I created for this, just some baubles or ornaments, and they will go on this page right there. And then I have just the other page there that I'll be working on as well. So right now I'm just adding simple ornaments just as decorative parts, and as you see, my journaling cards, they fit right in. And what is really nice, I am usually sharing all my journal cards and things, everything that is not using somebody else's or copyright protected material. I am happy to share on my blog, mistyhilltops.com, which is currently a little down, has an issue, but we're aware of it and trying to fix it. So keep coming back, especially if you watch this video a lot later. Everything should be fixed by that time. So here I have this tag, and this tag is supposed to have a pattern paper, but I wanted to just I have this cute little, it's like a sweater embossing folder pattern. I just really like it. I think it's a Sizzix original or something, and so this one has deers, and it's just like just a sweater type embossing there that goes on, and so I just ran it through that embossing folder, and then I had this die cut deer head that I thought would be cute just as a decorative part of this tag. Again, I don't really need it for any extra pictures. If I had extra pictures, I would be able to put them on the tag if I had more journaling, but because of how the album worked out, I did put those 2 pockets. I put them on the other side of the flap there, and so there's a lot of room for journaling on this day, and so I don't need this tag for more journaling. And so here I have a little ribbon that I want to tie through that little hole there, and it turns out just perfect. I wasn't measuring it, I wasn't even eyeballing it, but it just turned out perfect, so that knot is just above the page. So that works just perfect, because this is an inside page, and it kind of really needs to lie flat, so that this whole thing doesn't get too bulky, and I try to avoid bulk. So the knot, I'm very, very happy. I wasn't particularly aiming for it, but I'm very happy that the knot, which is very bulky, went straight above that edge of the page. And then here are my 2 photos. There will be 3x4 photos, and then 2 2x3 pattern papers. But again, as I said, there were people on the photos, and I felt it was better to just leave that out of this, because I'm not sure if everybody likes to be in somebody else's scrapbook video. So here I meant to, there's a ribbon that I want to put on, and I should have put it, glued it to this flap right there, this pocket, but I started gluing it down and then realized, oh no, I forgot the ribbon. But there's this other pocket, the bigger pocket, and I realized, oh, I can just use the ribbon for that and fix it or attach it behind that pocket. So it's all working out still. And then I was thinking back and forth. There, it has the largest pocket there, and I had already had it. I have it on that right side in my album in a previous signature. So I was like, I should put it somewhere else, but I decided to still keep it on the right side there because of the other pocket. I had already glued it down for a tutorial that I made. And even though I love this ribbon, it worked right with the deer theme there, the one that has the deer, but I felt it was just not working with that striped pattern there. So I'm just looking through my ribbons and decided to go with that beautiful dark red that kind of really goes well with this page. And so on the back there is another pocket, and that will be a large pocket. That will be a 6-inch tall pocket, and it doesn't matter which way. I can decide if I want the opening to be on the right or the left. I can just, like the small pockets that go on top that I'm gluing on right now, they will fit either way, but I can determine which way I want the opening to be. Now I decided to have my opening toward the center of the book, and here I have the last bit of paper. Again, I don't like to waste much paper by just using the whole back pocket there, just so that it is covered up by the pocket, and that is enough of the paper that I will glue. And it makes the gluing easier anyway, because I don't have to try to get it all the way into the pocket there. And so here's that large pocket. Again, I can decide if I want it to the left or to the right of the page, but then obviously I would have to change how I glue down those smaller pockets. These are the few things that I use my silhouette to actually cut the pattern paper with, because I just know my scissors and my hands don't do as nice of a job to get that wavy pattern of the pocket, but I really like those pockets and I keep reusing them. They're fun. And then here I have this last bit of paper that needs to go behind the pocket. I want it glued after the pocket is already glued in, because I want to cover the flap. It makes things like the glue flap that is on both at the top and the bottom of the pocket there, because it makes things easier to slide things in. And here I realized maybe there was still a little bit of a gap, so I'm trying to glue that one down. And then I'm ready to have a few more embellishments, and I decided to put the date right there, and then I had a few extra ornaments left over that I decided could go onto that ribbon there, just as a little bit of embellishment. But I can't really use anything bulky because this is a page that kind of really needs to close flat, which it doesn't, because even the ribbon that I used on the other side is already making things a bit bulky there. And then I have this background, this mat. It's a Lori Whitlock from the Silhouette Design Store. It comes as a 12 by 12 size, but obviously in Silhouette you can resize everything as much as you like. And so I just resized it to fit into this 6 by 6. It's much smaller than a 6 by 6 because I really didn't care that it had to be all the way a 6 by 6 size. I thought it might even be easier to pull it out if it's slightly smaller, because the opening of the pocket is toward the middle of the book, not toward the edge of the book. And so here I have some Stampin' Up. It's just a stamp and die set that I had prepared, and I thought this might be a neat spot to put it there, right with on this this mat that can have some more journaling or photos. I still have the photos, and there will be stuff going into the pockets. This is actually where I had for about a page about where I made roast almonds, and so I want to keep that recipe. It's very simple, only takes like 10 minutes to make, but very yummy. And so one of the pockets will hold a recipe, and then the others might hold photos or just journaling or whatever. So here are my 2 pages. I'm going to leave you with some more close-ups. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Consider subscribing, and you can always check out all the other videos that I make from this album. There are playlists that you can find on my channel, so just check it out if you like. Anyway, have a great day. Bye.